pulled up to the table.
You do look like a good little boy.
Aww.
Just need a knife and a fork.
Yeah.
So we're really doing Frogtown, huh?
Don't you? You made me watch this.
I'm tired of watching this movie.
I know, right? Like I watched it last night, and I don't think I liked it as much. Honestly.
No, it gets worse every time.
Every time you watch this movie, it gets worse and worse.
Mm. I loved it at first.
I think that the thing with this movie is
The shock value. Just
that and the nostalgia of it.
What do you mean nostalgia?
Well, this was one of the movies that my dad had a bunch of VHS tapes. This was one of them. And he would pick me up on the weekends. And if he had to go fuck off somewhere or whatever, I would just be in his room watching movies on VHS. And this was one of them.
I'm so jealous. I would have loved to have seen this as a kid. Man.
Yeah, looking at it now, I mean, it's...
Well, we'll get into it.
Yeah, it definitely has problems, production and otherwise. The writing is not good on this either.
We are recording, right?
We are.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so
I don't want to talk about this any more than I have to.
All right, now that we have the right energy for a podcast episode, everybody, yay! Are you excited? I'm not.
Show about pop culture stuff. We keep watching and connected, but it's never enough. Talking with our friends about our favorite things, TV shows and movies and some random swearing. Hey! 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 This is the pretty little podcast.
All right, so welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Chad. I've got Chucky and Jess with me. We're going to be discussing a film called Hell Comes to Frogtown. I don't think I like it anymore. I really don't. I don't think I need to see it again. I don't have any desire to go back and revisit this at all.
So, like, in the interest of transparency, you guys actually recorded an episode on this movie a while ago. It was edited, and then eventually it was decided that, you know, y'all wanted to try again. Like, scrap that one. We'll do it. I can tell you, because, you know, I was there to edit the damn thing. Energy way different today and than it was the first time. And yeah, so this is an interesting, I'm watching a character arc of both of you, like just over the course of listening to podcast episodes about this fucking movie. So I'm really interested to see what y'all think now. Yeah. You made me watch this.
I didn't make you do anything. I suggested you do the show with us.
You're making me record this again.
You asked me to do it, both of you, last time. So I think there's enough blame to go around. We all found ourselves here in this fucking thing. Because I didn't watch it when you were watching it from when y'all recorded before. I walked in the bedroom where you were watching it. I saw like 5 seconds and I was like, you have fun. I'm going to go have a good day. So I left. But last night, you made me fucking watch this thing. It is free on YouTube in its entirety. So that's something.
It didn't cost anything.
I have opinions. I have thoughts. But I want to hear what y'all think now, because you both seem so hype and so hell yeah, Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Well, I also noticed that you took far more notes than either of us did. So I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. I kind of know, because at certain points in this movie, I would look over and you were grabbing your pen. And I was like, okay, this isn't going to be good. Look, okay, no offense to anybody out there who loves this movie. I get it. I was one of those people.
I was about 3 viewings ago.
Yeah, it doesn't get better the more you watch it.
That's the sign of good cinema. Yeah. Definitely.
While I can't say that I flat out hate the movie, because I do have some nostalgia for it, I do have good memories of watching the movie, when I was younger. I just don't think as an adult this is it's an adult movie, but I think once you hit a certain age you outgrow it. I really do. This is definitely a product of its time. It's just one of those movies. It came out in 1988. It stars Roddy Piper, who was famous for wrestling, and
Sandal Bergman.
Yeah, she was a fitness guru type person. She had a bunch of...
She was in Conan.
Is that Spangle?
Yes,
okay.
That's Spangle. She had a line of VHS aerobics tapes back in the day.
Don't forget sandals. I'm wearing a pair right now.
Oh, yeah.
You've never looked better.
Yeah. Thank you.
What is with the shoes in this movie?
What's with everything in this movie, man? What's up with her tactical lingerie?
Dude, I wrote down military issued ? Lingerie. What the fuck? So what's this movie about, Chad?
Oh, it's about 80 minutes.
Yeah, it's an hour and 26 minutes. The YouTube video is.
Maybe 8 to 9 minutes of it is good.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
I mean, there's Leroy.
I did enjoy Leroy.
There's some pretty good lines that must have been all the fiber. I ain't gonna get in that.
All right, so
what's this movie about, Chad?
The movie takes place.
You guys did this to me. I am gonna fucking go on, talk about it then.
It takes place in a fictional future where a bunch of politicians have a dick measuring competition. One of them hits the button for the nukes, the other one hits their button for the nukes, and they nuke us. And then 10 years later, they do it again. Apparently, I don't know why that's important, but they did. So now at this point, it's wiped out most of humanity. Half of the men are gone. The men that are still alive are just kind of affected by the radiation. So their sperm count is low. They can't reproduce except for a very few amount of them. Our main hero, Sam
Hellman.
Sam Hellman.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
She says it once.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, okay.
She refers to him as Hellman.
Yeah. He is one of the lucky ones that is now very virile. He's strong. He's potent. He's just this. What do you say? It's just the epitome of man.
He's baby maker.
Yeah. So he's already being detained for sexually assaulting a woman who happens to be one of the corporal's daughters.
And he has a history of this. They go into it. He's left a long string of pregnancies behind. He's apparently some kind of serial rapist. And this is our protagonist from what I can tell. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to interrupt. Literally all they had to do was not make him a fucking rapist, and I would have far fewer issues overall. The whole thing is still really stupid. But why does he need to be a rapist? Why couldn't he just be a playboy type who slept with a lot? Yeah, what? Yes!
He just left.
I think it's meant to be they're accusing him of rape.
Yes.
And by his character, you find out that he could have never have done that. He cleaned up the feral girl.
Right.
But they don't do a good job of it.
Okay, that much is not clear to me. It's very much you have a history. They even say he has a history of being able to perform under pressure and under difficult situations, i.e. maybe these women aren't super down for it.
But
I don't know.
I think it's also they keep referring to him about people keep saying that his reputation precedes him.
Apparently,
and he does not like what people seem to think about him, and so I think it's meant to be they've been saying that I can do all this stuff, but All I am is just a bunch of sperm.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be like interested really. He seems to me like in some cases he's the one being sexually assaulted.
Well, and see, that's the thing. There's no good people in this fucking movie, right?
Oh, Looney Tunes.
Well, okay, he's all right.
And the I love you girl and Citronella.
Well, I mean, like the people who are moving the plot forward, right? There's like whether like it's the government or the protagonist, I don't have anyone to really root for in this movie, and the character development is like non-existent. Like everybody's very surface level, one note, this is my characteristic, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, very much.
And I'm sorry, like I didn't watch wrestling growing up. I know Roddy Piper more from that episode of It's Always Sunny than I do for anything else. I mean, he was in the Kick-Ass Bubblegum game. Yeah, that movie. Yeah. And he was okay in that. Like, I don't mind that movie. I think that's a far more interesting movie than this piece of shit movie. But...
And from what I understand, Roddy Piper, in real life, people had nothing but good things to say about him. He was a sweetheart. He was a teddy bear. Everybody loved him that knew him.
Cool. I don't have an issue with Roddy Piper. I have an issue with Sam Hellman and the government. Nobody's fucking good. Because, no, he does end up being, a stud, right? That's his fucking role. He's the stallion, and he has to impregnate people. But he's fucking stupid. Like, he's not smart. Like, maybe humanity would be better off going away than if you just have a billion little Sams running around that are fucking dumb. Really? I don't know.
It's just making me think of Idiocracy.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, welcome to Costco. I love you. Like, that's the fucking world you're headed down to. Ow, my balls.
I think it's just a matter of needing to...
Any port in a storm.
Yes, continue the human race. And that's the only thing that they're concerned with. They don't care about his intellect or his personality. They just need children.
And they don't care about the women that he's impregnating either. Like... I wrote at the top of my notes, rape is okay as long as it's government sanctioned. That's what I can tell. And it goes both ways. Like, he's forced into it. The women are forced into it.
He's definitely forced into these situations.
No, he is. But why make him in there for sexual assault? That's such a... I don't understand that choice.
But
from a writing perspective. In that same
scene, when they come in and say that they need to take him because he is now a government property, basically... They even mentioned that she changed her story.
Yeah, but a lot of rape victims change their fucking story after the fact. But anyways, I don't want to harp on that because really it doesn't play into the overall thing. It's just as a writer, just take that bit out. Why? What does it add to the story? All it does is make people confused or feel about the guy you're supposed to be rooting for.
It gives them an excuse to have him already in custody.
He could have been in custody for any fucking thing, stealing something.
Sure.
Or what the fuck. It's just such a dumb choice in my opinion.
This was not well written, so
no.
There you go. There's your scene.
Well, I don't know. It's so unnecessary and stupid to me. And I don't, you end up feeling, I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but like also kind of fuck you and you don't want that. You don't want that for your protagonist. I don't know.
I found it really hard to root for the heroes in this. If you want to call them heroes.
There are no heroes.
They're kind of anti-hero.
If you take that out and have a world of morally gray people for the most part, that can be interesting. But you don't get in-depth enough about any of these people to really understand complexity as to why they're doing what they're doing. It's strictly one note, babies. Babies, babies, babies. That's fucking it. And so you're left with this just kind of, I don't care about any of these fucking people. I don't care who wins.
It's very hard to give a shit,
which is
really.
Not what
you're just
want.
Along for the ride in this.
That's not what you want.
It's a very passive viewing experience.
I'll get into it later, but the dad that you meet at the beginning, when he shows back up again at the end, his entire motivation is changed, and like, what are you talking about? But
no, he was throughout the movie. He was He was one of the frog people. He was in a disguise.
He was the guy that was like distributing the weapon.
Yeah.
With the voice changer looking, Jawa looking weird guy. But I mean, he had one. Anyways, sorry, we'll get ahead of it. He had one line at the beginning of the movie that then became his entire motivation at the end. But they don't tie together super well, and it's fucking weird. But we'll get it. Well, whatever. Okay, so. Go on, Chad.
Okay, yeah. So Sam Hell is being interrogated. Some government officials come in during his interrogation, and they tell the corporal who's interrogating him to lay off. He's government property now because we've run some tests on him and found out that he's virile, and he can reproduce. So now they're taking him away, and they told the corporal he's on what was it?
He's going to the border.
The border, border duty.
He's been demoted. Get out
He's
of here.
demoted now for no reason. But anyways, they take him away, and now they're explaining to him the situation that he's got himself into at this point, which is he is now government property. He is to go with these other women to rescue a harem of women from Frogtown that he is then to impregnate.
Yeah. Well, because like most of the world is women now, right? The provisional government and everything seems to be run by women, which I think is.
I think that's why he got sent to the front, the corporal.
Yeah.
Because Sandal Bergman or Spangle was in charge when she came in the room. I mean, she flipped him over by his wrists.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's clear that they outrank him. They get him out of there, and then they take Sam away into like a doctor's office, is what it looks like. But they're explaining to him that he's now property of the government. The plot that I just told you, they tell him, and he's got this chastity belt.
And the reasons they're so interested in him is everyone else is sterile, and his cum is supercharged.
It is strong.
Yes.
Yes.
Because of all the fiber he.
But it's not really a
He ate a lot of fiber as a
chastity
kid.
belt because like he has a flap
Yeah, I mean,
that can be
he has
utilized.
access.
It's really.
I
just
love
like,
the sound the flap makes when it opens. It sounds like a briefcase. Whenever you,
like yeah. Well, and because he's told that like there's like a small amount of C4 like in it, and so basically, I mean, it's not really a chastity belt because he like bangs people throughout the movie, but it's like
it's a
way
castration belt.
well, it's like if you get too far away from me, then it's gonna blow up, and I'm gonna blow up your dick, and game over for you. So yeah, it's just a way to control him to make sure that he does what they want him to do.
Although when they show the explosion that would have happened, it probably just would have gave him a few second-degree burns.
Oh yeah, if he didn't just take it off and throw it away, because there was a delay of like 30 seconds at least. But anyway,
They had to set it up for that great
that
shot
was interesting.
of Bull getting.
So yeah,
Oh,
so
man,
they strap this thing on him, and they're like, "All right, your dick is ours, and we're gonna force you to impregnate these people after you save them."
Also, I'd like to point out the I guess the nurse that's explaining to him what he's about to do.
Yeah.
She's my favorite character besides Leroy. Because this is a woman that she's like done with your shit before you give her any shit.
Well, she seemed like she was in charge more than Spangle.
Yeah,
like she was running that fucking room,
Also-
and this is how it's gonna be.
Well, then she probably was.
Yeah.
I mean, if Spangle's the field agent, that the
Right.
person that stays back is
Yeah.
definitely in charge.
yeah.
She's also the best actor in this movie.
Oh, she is giving her all.
By
She
far.
is doing her goddamn best with the material she's given. Like,
I don't know.
seriously,
I kind of like
her.
that frog girl.
Ugh. No. But yeah, the way she delivers
She
her
tries.
lines is just like She just has this look on her face like, is that what I just read?
So she definitely feels like she should be in a much better movie than this one.
Yes, she should.
Yeah.
I hope she went on to do other things. I might look her up and see if she became.
I did.
Noteworthy.
Yeah, I believed her. I don't believe anyone else in this fucking movie.
The only believable character.
She fucking did her work. Yeah. So they go to the border.
Yeah,
wait, we forgot the pink van.
Yeah,
I noted that. I find, well, because women are in charge, right?
It's a pink rape van.
The pink van. It is like Pepto-Bismol pink, like
loaded up in the back with S&M tools.
Exactly. Yeah, everything you need.
And a gun turret.
That's what happens when ladies are in charge.
Yeah, it just looks like a PT Cruiser.
It really does. It looks like
but yeah, they get him in this thing and drive off, and they're headed to the border to go to Frogtown. But at this point, he doesn't know where they're going. He has no idea.
He's checking over the contract that he just signed.
Yeah.
Right. All he knows is that he's being detained. He's being taken away to go impregnate some women that they're rescuing. That's all he knows at this point. He has no idea it's in Frogtown because, like, apparently Frogtown has some kind of reputation for being like a hellish landscape.
Well, for humans, most of them don't like humans and don't trust them. So
it's
like,
the reservation. It's where the frogs are forced to live,
right?
Which is, it seems pretty uncomfortable for the frogs. Such a dry climate.
Yeah, right?
That's why they're all wearing. Well, the reason they're all wearing so much clothes is because they couldn't afford so many frog costumes. But if you think about it, if frogs were stuck in a climate like that, they'd probably have to wear a bunch of clothes to keep their moisture in.
He calls them reptiles, and I was like,
"That was Looney Tunes."
Yeah, he's like says something about the fucking like the reptiles.
That's
and I was
stuck
like,
in my head too.
Amphibians. What? They're not even reptiles.
I just heard you screaming in my head, "They're amphibians!" when I was watching it this morning.
I did out loud. What are you fucking talking about?
Well, and there's plenty of inconsistencies going on too, because some of them, like, they bleed green and some bleed red.
Some of them look like snakes, like the guard guys that have the big turbans and stuff that you can only see a little bit of their face.
Yeah, and a lot of them are hissing like snakes. And there's no.
Oh yeah, and the three snakes.
And the three snakes.
We'll get to that. But yeah, like I said, at this point, he has no idea that he's going to Frogtown. But they get to the border, and the border guards are giving him shit. And anyways, they strong arm their way through. And after they cross through the checkpoint, that's when Spangle explains to him, "We're going to Frogtown," because he's like, "Where the hell are we going? This isn't like, we shouldn't be here." Like, yeah, we're going to Frogtown, and he has a problem with that. So he's trying to renegotiate his contract, and she's not letting him out of it. But they stop to put gas in the car, and he asks him if he could take a walk. And that's when we find out that the device he has hooked up to him, if he gets out of range, Spangle has these earrings that it's like a proximity radar. So like if he gets out of range of her earrings, it starts beeping, and it gives him an electrical shock that's extremely uncomfortable. But also if he's out of range too long, it will explode.
But yet the range seems to change drastically, because right there he's not all that far away before it starts beeping. But then later on she kicks him out of the car and he has to like run down the road behind her. And they had time to get camp set up and have like food going and everything before he comes. He would have whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he tries to run away. He asks if he can go on a walk, and it's just an excuse to get out of their sight so he can run away. And he gets electrocuted, and that's when Spangle comes over and explains to him the earrings situation. And they go back to camp, and
what happens next?
So
it's time for bed.
Yeah, it's time for bed, and part of Spangle's like instructions here are to keep him horny. And so she comes out of the tent in
perhaps the best lingerie I've ever seen.
Camouflage lingerie.
Super sexy.
It's like zippers up the center of the cups.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Little frills,
but
like
waffles. But it's like military
it's
green, gray, but
it's got white lace.
Yes, around the bottom.
It's very strange. But so she comes out of the tent wearing this number, and she's trying to get him aroused. And at this point, he really doesn't like her at all.
Which he has no reason to.
Right. I mean, they basically kidnapped him at this point.
Yeah.
You look good in this light. See you in the morning.
Yeah, roll over.
Tries to go back.
In the sleeping bag.
He's such a cock tease.
Oh yeah, and she gets super like upset and hurt. She gets butt hurt that he doesn't like. Well, because she does come over and he's like, okay, and he kisses her, and then she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, I was following orders. I'm supposed to get you aroused.
Yeah, she's supposed to get him aroused. She's dancing all.
Did they train you to do that, or does that just come natural?
And then later on, you do learn she has been trained in the art of seduction, and she must have failed that fucking class. But whatever.
But my problem with this scene is the fact that she's trying to seduce him, and then when he finally says okay, she electrocutes him.
Well, yeah, because she doesn't want to waste the sperm, and she says that later on again because she's infertile.
What the hell is the point?
To get him hard, I guess. To
Why?
Get him blue balls. They don't understand basic biology in this fucking movie. I don't know. I don't know. And when you get to the whatever girl that they fucking find, I'll talk to you a little bit more about basic biology.
Well, anyways, she gets
talking about the Ovlatron or whatever they gave her.
Yes.
Spangle gets pissed off and goes back in her tent. And there's another character here named Citronella, she's the muscle.
Yeah.
She's the one that operates the gun turret. She's the one that,
I'd like
the
to
weapons
know more
expert.
about her.
I know, right?
Like next to nothing. She's one of the more interesting characters.
And maybe because she didn't say a fucking thing.
Yeah.
The people who talk in this movie are just idiots.
Maybe.
She reminds me a lot of Meg Foster.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So after Spangle gets pissed off and goes in her tent, and by the way, Spangle likes Sam. She's constantly giving him puppy dog eyes and like...
And again, but why? Just because he's potent?
Yes.
But at the same time, you're infertile, bitch, so like you can't have a baby with him regardless. So like...
It doesn't matter. She likes him for whatever reason.
Whatever. He's just irresistible, huh?
Right. I mean, she's...
With his stupid, constantly crossing his eyes and fucking dopey ass shit.
His overacting in this is pretty...
You know what? Different people have different types. I'm not going to shame her because she has terrible tasting guys.
Yeah, anybody can like whoever they like, but she likes him for whatever reason. She's the love interest. I mean, that's it. That's as far as it goes. But after she gets pissed off and goes in her tent, well, now Citronella, who, by the way, has just been sitting against the car watching them.
I was like, are you seriously just going to fuck him like while she's right there?
She's smoking a cigarette.
She's just like chilling out. Okay, sure.
So Sam goes to sleep.
She was cleaning her gun. She was polishing the outside of it so lovingly. Just not actually doing the actual...
Like taking it apart, cleaning the inside.
No, she's just kind of spit shining the outside.
Yeah. But now, in the middle of the night, she goes and wakes Sam up because she wants to fuck him. And she even mentions, like Chucky said earlier, that his reputation precedes him. And she wants to know, she wants to find out firsthand.
But then she also says, but I don't want you to waste your sperm on me. So I don't really know what she was planning on doing.
Well, she was going to edge. They were going to edge all night.
I fucking guess.
This is stupid.
No, I'm serious. And she's like, hell yeah, I'm going to fuck you. This is stupid. But don't come.
That's the name of the pod. That's the name of the episode. This is stupid.
This is real dumb.
Because she's like all naked and rubbing up on him, and he's like, hell yeah. And she's like, but I don't. And he's like, there's a flap. Here's the, they keep that down. Flap, yeah. But, I don't want you to waste your sperm on me. So,
again,
okay.
Now Spangle comes out and she notices that they're getting together, and he responded better. I think she's a little jealous too.
Oh, absolutely, because he was like, "Hell yeah," and then she's like, "Oh no."
Yeah, this is a jealousy issue for the most part.
Fucking unearned and out of nowhere and fucking stupid. But okay, sure.
Yeah. Anyways, she reprimands her and tells her to get back in uniform. Anyways, the next day they're out driving, and
he's still bitching about his contract.
Yeah, he's bitching about his contract.
She pushes him to the point where he just tosses it out the top of the sunroof. She kicks him out of the car. Sorry, Chad, I'm doing your job for you.
No, No, go ahead.
It starts beeping. His crotch starts beeping again, so he has to chase the rape van up the road. And right when he gets there, he gets a drink of water. They get a
beacon, a tracking something.
It seems like
all
fertile women have trackers in them.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
And anyway,
the women that were captured, they were fertile.
But that implies that they must have had the tracking sensor put on them before they were kidnapped.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 It's fucking ridiculous.
It's
like, okay, earlier today I had a nature show on, and they were talking about these boas in the Everglades. And the pythons, the Burmese pythons in the Everglades.
Okay. They're super invasive.
Yeah. They on this show they were tracking one that already had a tracker in it, and like, aren't you supposed to be wiping these out? Yeah. But no, actually, we're following this one to find out where all the others are.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I know they track whales and sharks and stuff like that, for migratory patterns. And this is not that podcast, though. I'm like getting into actually interesting things. So let's talk about Frogtown some
more. Yeah, like Chucky said, they get
the sensor goes off.
Yeah, the sensor's beeping at them, now they found a fertile woman, so they all get in the car and they go chase her down and almost run her over.
And I legit didn't think she could talk. Like that whole entire night.
Well, she's none of them are really good at talking. Well, the lady, the girls they're kind of simple. Like, did you notice the way that
it seems to me patterns? That they probably weren't they probably didn't bother to educate them once it became clear they're fertile, because that's your role, right? And I am doing world building that does not exist in this movie, but
you're doing the writer's job.
That would be my guess, is what is the point in educating them, giving them ideas or anything like that, when their role is to be a broodmare? That is what you do. You can produce babies, you produce babies. So, but I didn't realize that she was one of the women that had been kidnapped. I thought she was like from some other village or something, because she literally says nothing. I thought she didn't speak English. Like, I don't fucking know.
Well, she's wearing like some kind of tribe.
She's out of Mad Max. She's fucking like different, and she's filthy, and
she ain't never used a toothbrush.
No, and and I wrote down there later on when they fuck, because spoilers, they fuck. She never brushed her teeth, and that's disgusting.
She ain't never even brushed her teeth.
Yeah, well, and see that scene. Okay.
So they track her down.
They track her down. They find her. Now they set up another campsite, because at this point now Sam has to.
The stew.
Yeah,
they're sitting
it's good for you. It's good for you.
He fucking treats her like a puppy. Whatever. I know how to.
He's trying to be nice, and that's the only way he knows how to be nice.
Come here. It's okay.
Again, he's dumb.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He's dumb, and he's trying to be nice. That's it. But
his reputation precedes him. He's great with women. Jesus fuck. So they get her back to the camp, right?
Yeah, they get her back to the camp, and she's laying there. She's not responding to them. I don't know why, because you would think that if...
I assume because she's been raped by frogs for quite a while, and she's like fucking traumatized.
The frogs are not interested in women. No, the only one that is Toady. He's the only one that's interested in human women.
Spoilers, he's got 3 whole dicks, all right? Maybe she just...
Are they?
Or maybe she doesn't know if she can trust them.
It's just 3 snakes.
I mean, no, that's what they call it.
They wiggle independently of themselves.
Yeah, they sure do. He's got dancing dicks.
They're snakes.
They're not.
I'm on Chad's side. They are snakes. Yeah. I think it's like okay, they're frogs. They're men. Why can't they be frogs, men, and snake?
But then what is the point if the snakes can't see the dance? Because they're under the...
Because they're part of him. They're melded together. They're his...
He's watching them with his eyes.
Yes.
His brain is getting aroused, which is arousing the snakes.
I thought he had
the snakes are the penises.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Are you saying that my penis has to see you to get aroused?
This is not that conversation.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm glad somebody said it.
No, No, what I'm saying is if they're snakes, even if they're a part of him, why are they responding? If that's the head of snakes and not the head of dicks, because he has 3 fucking dicks that he calls snakes. That's what I'm fucking saying. But no, okay, so anyways, okay, time for rape. All right, so they get the girl back. She's not responding, so Spangle gives her a shot.
Yeah. Little bit of roofie, bit of...
Well, but all she says it does is it makes her ovulate, which again...
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's all she says, but it's obvious that there was something else in there that made her...
It was like...
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know. All she says is she's ovulating now, which again wouldn't happen that fast, basic biology, but sure.
Yeah, she's tripping balls is what she's doing.
Well, yeah, because like she starts to and like every woman also in this movie, whenever they get hurt, they just kind of like every fucking
not Citronella.
Well, no, but she's badass and she's too good for this movie. So,
yeah,
but every fucking woman from Arabella to Spangle to any of them, whenever they get hurt or stabbed or any fucking thing, it's just
and they're immediately dead.
It's ridiculous.
They get stabbed somewhere that is only fatal if you bleed out, which takes hours.
You know, I watch a lot of anime. I don't actually take issue with that. I think it's kind of funny.
I do.
I think it's ridiculous, and I'm going to point it out, but I'm not like offended.
It's like, and every time somebody gets punched in this movie, they just immediately pass out.
Oh no, I meant the noises, not the instant death.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous too. But like, no, this movie, like the choreography for the fight scenes,
stellar, best I've ever seen.
Bad.
Absolutely,
Worst I've ever seen.
Very believable. But no, ovulation, first of all, does not equal horniness, nor is it instant. What the fuck? But anyway, so now she's ovulating. So like, hell yeah, time to go. And she's super horny. Hell yeah. So let's bang.
Yeah, and Sam doesn't want to do it. So Spangle's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do my seduction dance again because I've been trained in the art of seduction, and I'm gonna get you all horned up, and then you're gonna go over there and do your business.
Spangle, put your blouse on.
Yeah, so
take your glasses off.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna mount this girl while I stare at you.
But from what I can tell, he rapes this girl because he feels guilty that Spangle's feelings are hurt. She seems to be like, oh, but
yeah, she really wants him to do it, and he doesn't want to let her down.
Yeah, she really wants to do her job, and it.
No, I know. Well, the whole situation's fucked to begin with, but no. So this girl is like ovulating. Hell yeah, nothing sexier, and so she can't wait for that dick. And man, does she get it! And
no. Before any of that happens. We're going to have to explain Sam's reaction to this because he doesn't want to do this. This is why I don't think the man actually sexually assaulted anybody.
I think he doesn't like that he doesn't get to choose who he sexually assaults. I think that's what he takes issue with. I'm being genuine.
I'm with both of you guys. It could go one way or another.
That's the bad writing.
The
bad writing, yes.
He is looking for any excuse not to do this.
Because he doesn't get to fucking choose who he rapes.
She doesn't want to do it. She hasn't bathed. She hasn't brushed her teeth. Yeah. He's coming up with any excuse in the book to not do this.
Sure.
But Spangle really wants him to, so he's going to do it. And he does. And then the next morning they wake up and they're all cuddling together.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Like the first thing this bitch says, like she can suddenly talk now, like fluent English. She's purple. And it is a new day has dawned in more ways than one. She's bright and sunny and he cleaned her up at some point in the night.
Yeah, Citronella's like, no. Spangle asked Citronella, who cleaned her up?
Yeah, like, did you clean her up? And she's like, no.
Shrugs her shoulders. Like
part of his character that like leads me to believe that maybe he's not a terrible guy.
Okay, so he can't. So because he, never mind. I'm not even delving down that. But the point is, she runs up to him with a bright, sunny smile and wraps her arms around him and thanks him. Oh yeah, thank you.
Because right before that, Spangle told her not to worry, that they treat pregnant girls like queens.
I know.
So that's why she thanks. That's the writers. That's why they made her thank him.
I know.
Because she's going to have everything set now, apparently.
But like she still wasn't given the goddamn like option to make a choice. to want that.
I agree with you.
For herself.
This entire scene is fucked up on many levels. But...
No, almost all of my issues, aside from the bad acting and questionable fight scenes and all of that, is the writing. That is what this same premise could have been a very interesting and thoughtful movie if the people who wrote this had any fucking clue.
You're totally right, but you know what? You haven't seen Frogtown Part 2 because
I have not.
It actually gets worse.
Oh, good. I'm not.
This guy didn't learn anything because it's the same director. Like, what is the guy who did it? I mean, didn't we
directed it?
Yeah.
I don't remember who the director is, but Frogtown 2 has that Robert Zadar guy in it. The guy, if you saw his face, you'd just be
he's got cherub syndrome. It's this thing where it makes
his jaw is huge.
He's got elephantitis of the face.
Oh, that guy?
Yes.
From Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
Anyways, but there's actually 3 Frogtown movies, if you can believe it.
But they're all by the same director. But they get worse every movie. I mean, like the next one is unwatchable.
Yeah, I haven't seen the other 2. I believe you. I can see it. For sure, but where were we at in the story?
She fucking thanked him for raping her.
That's right. Okay. Oh, yes.
Her life is great now.
That lovely touching moment when she thanks Sam for whatever.
So genuinely. And then she's gone. Like, they send her off to be taken care of, and she'll be, kept under close watch, I'm sure, and every movement tracked until she gives birth. I can't imagine she'll be allowed to raise the child. That'll probably be given over into other people. And then she'll get to repeat the cycle all over again. And isn't that wonderful? Treated like goddesses. Yay. It's a terrible life for everybody involved.
It's the Nazis.
Yeah. Yes.
ABBA exists because of this.
Right, and that's the end of the first
the first act.
Yeah, the first act of this movie is over now.
This classic 3-act structure piece of cinema.
And Act 2 is now starting, but it just abruptly cuts to them. Now it's daytime. They're in a completely different location because they've now found like downtown Frogtown, which just looks like a Fallout game.
No, it's very Fallout-y.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like Texas City, if you've ever been there.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, it does.
Everything's really dirty too, because you notice every time they fall down, their costumes are just filthy when they get up off the ground. Like it was filmed in an abandoned warehouse that had been set on fire at one point.
But at the same time, like everybody in this movie, their makeup is perfect, their skin is perfect.
Dude, Spangle's hair is always on point.
Yeah, it's never dirty. It's always freshly cleaned, washed looking.
But hold on. Well, okay, so they're at the back of the rape van, right? And she's getting into her slave girl.
So now they have a
gear.
plan. Their plan is that Spangle is going to pretend to be Sam's slave that he is going to go sell to Leroy, who is he the mayor of Frogtown?
No, he owns that.
He owns the bar.
He owns that bar.
Toady is the...
He's like a local businessman of note.
Oh my God.
Business frog? Yeah.
Anyways... The plan is that she's going to pretend to be Sam's slave so that he can go try to sell her off.
He's dressed like
to get
Salvador
into this
Dali.
harem so that she can rescue the women from the harem.
Well, and they also have to make contact with their person on the inside and all of that. So this is a ruse to get them into where they need to be for the next step of their plan. And, so she has, this kind of get up on, I don't know, there's a chain and a collar. She has him handcuff her.
And he's loving it too, by the way, because the whole time she's been electrocuting his dick or whatever, and now he has this chain around her neck, and he's kind of like pulling on it and getting his little bit of revenge for the pain she's caused him. But anyways, they go into this bar.
Well, hold on, because it's fucked up. As someone who wears glasses, when they're on the edge of things, he takes her hair down and makes it better, which is fine, whatever. But those are clearly prescription glasses. She wears them all the time. He just throws them away. He doesn't even put them in a pocket or something. He's like, done with those.
They were very ugly glasses.
That's not the point. She still needed them to see. And this is post-apocalyptic shit. You can't just go to the optometrist.
Get another pair of glasses?
She needed those. But whatever. That was just something where I was like, Yeah, I made a note about throwing the glasses away because I was like, actually, fuck you.
Yeah, that was
whatever.
Yeah, that was fucked
Sorry,
up.
that's just a little note. I was like, man, fuck this guy.
But they go into this bar, and when they
meet Leroy.
Yeah, they meet. No, that first they meet Looney Tunes, who is
that's true.
played by Rory Calhoun.
This like grizzled guy who knew Sam. Like when Sam was a kid,
he was like
the only guy. He's like the father figure.
Yeah, he took Sam in when he was a kid, and his father passed away.
Yeah,
he was like the role model for him.
Right,
and he's in this bar because he's like an arms dealer, I think, and he's
he's a miner. Like he takes uranium.
He found uranium, and he's having the frogs dig it up, and he gets a finder's fee.
Okay. He gets like 20%.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems to be like the bridge between the humans and the frogs. Like he's kind of cool with the frog people for the most part. He doesn't like them, but
he loves their food.
That looked like fucking cottage cheese.
It was potted cheese.
Okay,
and and I guess food coloring.
Okay,
it's what Albert Fish gave to the parents of the little girl that he kidnapped.
Good. That is a potted cheese then. Yeah. And strawberries. He brought them. Never mind. I'm talking Albert Fish right now. That's a whole different thing. I listen to too much true crime.
So Sam tells Looney what their plan is. They want to sell off Spangle.
The fake plan, like not the real plan.
Yeah. They sell it to him as if it's a real plan.
Yeah, I got this, and he's like, "Oh man, your taste has gotten better, huh?"
Yeah. So Looney Tunes goes and talks to Leroy and gets.
Leroy is a dapper frog. I like his suit. I like his tie.
His Shriner hat.
His fez thing at the top. I like his voice.
He's very well spoken.
He and Toady easily, in my opinion, have the two best like masks in the movie. I don't know what, because like Arabella is like, I told you she looked like the chicken lady from Kids in the Hall, and you said mixed with the female gremlin. She's got all the similar like that Mark McKinney had when he was the chicken lady.
I forgot the actress's name who plays her, but she was somebody back in the day. I
don't know, but like she is clearly a woman with makeup on, whereas Leroy and Bull and Toady are frog heads.
Yeah, she doesn't look like a frog.
She does not look like a
mutant of some kind.
Yes, and I don't like that they.
It's the jaw. It's the jaw that they added to Toady and Bull that differentiates the two, because it's just makeup on the face.
And she looks much more melted and like an amalgamation. Which, I mean, you could argue that different people reacted to the radioactivity in different ways, and so they wouldn't all come out looking the same, but. It's just weird that
it was probably just different special effects people doing those actors.
I'm just trying to justify world building again. Okay. I'm trying to make anything out of this piece of shit.
We're only halfway through.
While
Leroy, I do like Leroy.
While Looney Tunes is off setting up this meeting with Leroy.
Yeah.
That's when Arabella comes in, walks up to Sam and Spangle and just says, "I love you," and walks away.
I love you.
And it's the way she says it too. She gets like right in his fucking face.
No, it was to her face. It was to Spangle, and he's like, "You want to talk about it?"
Like, real subtle, Arabella. Like, I love you.
Plus, I don't understand the dialogue. Why would he say, "You want to talk about it," and grin at her like that?
I mean, like maybe you want to talk about your lesbian tendencies. Yeah. Are you into? Do you have a history with this frog woman? It's my guess, but I don't know.
I guess.
And she immediately explains.
I'm trying to justify anything.
That is the code word.
That's the code. She's our contact.
Yes, to let us know that she's the contact in Frogtown.
I hate this movie.
The more we
the contact,
you're making me like it more because you're building the world that I didn't even think about.
Why do they need a contact here?
Because Arabella works on the inside to keep track of probably where the women are to try and get them into where the women are.
The point
because she wants Toady brought down.
Yes, but the plot, the plan here is to get Spangle sold off to go into the harem. They don't need a contact because Spangle was supposed to be that woman.
Well, I guess that's also just so you know that that was okay. So they said in the movie that is the code word. She's their contact, and that the plan is still on. Everything is going well. So Arabella saying "I love you," whatever the code word was. That's her letting them know nothing's changed. Continue on with your plan. Like,
okay, so this is just a plan B?
No.
If this plan doesn't work?
No, this is literally, okay, so it's not like the women have been killed. They haven't been taken away. They're still where they fucking are. You go ahead, be sold, continue with your plan, just letting you know everything's changed. Nothing's changed. Everything's the same.
How did Arabella know what Spangle's plan was?
I assume they set it up beforehand.
She's a double agent.
Yes.
They were making this plan while they were standing outside of the car.
Spangle just told him what the plan was.
Okay.
He just didn't know.
All right.
I do not like how much you're making me justify the bullshit choices in this movie, but it is not in me to just... I have to try and make sense of something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's...
I could be totally wrong. I clearly have already put more thought into this than the fucking writers did. I don't know.
Yeah, all of us have put more thought into this than the writers did.
I resent this.
But anyway, so they know that
the plan is go.
Arabella is their contact.
Yeah.
The plan is ready. They go and have the meeting with Leroy, who offers Sam a beer. And
30 lilies.
Yeah. Why are they lilies? But we never even see the lilies. I never see any payment because I was looking for it. I want to see what this money was.
They are all
literally
in
lilies
on this frog theme.
Oh man, yes.
Their money is lilies. I don't know why.
Because frogs like to sit on lily pads.
But it could be. Where are they getting lilies in the desert?
Why did they? I don't know.
And
are they actually flowers? Because if so, what purpose does that serve? If it's money and they just call it lilies, is it like slang? Like we have.
What were the flowers that destroy the economy of the Netherlands? Was it lilies?
No idea.
Or tulips?
It would have been tulips.
Yeah, I think it was tulips. Never
they're
mind.
known for like tulip fields.
I'm just grasping in the dark here.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're really touching on a lot of big issues here in this.
Anyway,
a lot of invasive species talk, which I did not really expect, but I'm here for it. We'll talk about the lionfish next. Now they're really good to eat.
Sam is now trying to auction off Spangle to Leroy, and he offers him 30 lilies, and Sam's like, no, that's not enough. You're going to have to do better than that. And so he offers 50, and he's like, 50 is piquing my interest, but...
There's a spark there.
Yeah, there's a spark there, but now let's light the fire. Look at her. She's got great bones. She's got nice skin.
He's looking like a horse. He opens her mouth, puts his hands on her. Look at these teeth. You'll get a lot of years of pleasure out of this one.
I'm not interested in the pleasure.
No, you misunderstand. I don't want to have sex with this woman.
I'm not that kind of slave trader owner.
Yeah, I just want her to dance erotically to get people to come into my bar. Yeah. And at that point, Spangle gets up, and I think she's supposed to start dancing for him to show how valuable she is. I don't know. But then Bull hits her with a whip and pulls her over to him. Bull is now a new character in the movie.
We had been warned about him. I think it was Looney, or it could have been Leroy. Someone talked about how Bull is... I think Looney and Leroy were talking to each other about Bull becoming a bigger problem, and he basically is taking over shit and whatever.
Right. So Bull is Mayor Toady, which, by the way, it's Toty, not Toady.
Yeah, which is fucking stupid.
I don't know if it's less funny or more funny, honestly.
It's less funny. He's like his henchman. He's like his number one guy.
He's his eyes on the ground. He's his man on the street. He goes into the bar just to make sure everything is on the up and up. They're not making deals behind his back because...
Private trading is not allowed.
Private trading is illegal. And Bull comes in there and finds them privately trading Spangle for money. Or lilies, sorry.
Lilies, thank you.
And so he's not happy about that, but he offers Sam 5 lilies.
Yeah, no, he starts a
bidding war.
Yeah.
For him.
Shut your holes! I'm sorry, I had to do it again.
He tells look at the fucking wavelength on... Jesus Christ.
We should have put a warning in. Earbuds, sorry guys. But you're awake now.
Yeah, Bull is now taking Spangle, and he's taking lilies from bar patrons.
Yeah, like highest bidder, whatever.
Yeah, and all the lilies are now going to go to Bull because you're not allowed to privately trade without Commander Toadie's.
Yeah, and he tells Leroy
blessing.
to shut down.
So yeah, he shuts his bar down.
The bar down.
And he takes Spangle off. And
poor Leroy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's but again, how much empathy can you really feel for somebody who actively engages in slave trade? So like,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, he was just going to make her dance in the window of his bar anyway.
That's all, you know. I'm sure everybody'd be cool with that. But anyways, I don't really care too much about that one way or the other. In this world, it's accepted. So, you know, whatever. I'm not getting on a fucking soapbox about that shit. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so.
But that does free Arabella up to join the team, so to speak, more or less, because she now is off work. Because she was dancing.
Yeah, well.
Beforehand.
Bull punches Sam and knocks him unconscious.
Oh, yeah.
And then he takes Spangle and leaves. And then Arabella takes Sam to her bedroom to nurse him back to health.
Yeah, just to make sure he's okay. Because she is a double agent. She's looking after him. Yeah,
while she's in there, she's all horned up for him. Because again, she's aware of his reputation.
Everybody wants to fuck this absolute idiotic sexual offender.
But also, all the frogs in Frogtown want to fuck her, and she doesn't want to fuck them because she wants a real man.
Yeah.
Who is Sam. Yeah. So now she's all horned up and like throwing herself at him.
I don't like that her legs are like just skin
just
tones.
people legs.
Yes. I like they could have painted her green, like because her head and everything,
or at least put her in like
arms,
a green leotard
her
or something.
Hands, everything is like, you know, green. And you could say that like the bottom part of her jaw like fades into cream, so maybe all of the rest of that is just, you know.
Well, and she's got suction cups on her fingers.
Yeah, I'm really glad they didn't show that too much because that was fucking gross.
Yeah, that was
disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, that's really gross.
What do you think about it, Chucky?
What were we talking about?
Oh, thanks for being an active part of this podcast.
I'm sorry.
Arabella, smash or pass?
I like that. I like that outfit she was wearing at the beginning. It kind of reminded me of that thing that Zool was wearing at the end of Ghostbusters. I can see that lace leotard thing.
Did you like her paper mache boobs?
I didn't notice those. I'm sorry.
You didn't notice how pointy her boobs were?
I noticed they were pointy, but I thought she just had small pointy tits because some
like the girl from Dragon's Lair.
What?
The cartoon. Yeah, Daphne.
Princess Daphne?
She had very pointy boobs as well.
I thought you were about to compare to these two women, and they're nothing alike.
Yeah, no, Arabella, Daphne, it's about the same.
Long nipples. I'm sorry, man. This is such a slog getting through this thing.
Long nipples is a pretty good title for the episode, too.
Long nipples. But now Arabella is throwing herself on Sam, and Sam is like, no, fine,
please,
okay,
no.
but...
Wait, there's a flap.
Yeah, there's a flap. But he's like, but first will you put this on? And he hands her a potato sack to put over her head. And then
it's a thing for me. Like,
it's a kink.
Yeah,
it's a kink for me. And then she's sitting there like all trying to be sexy with this fucking bag on her head.
I will say that's one of my favorite shots in the whole fucking movie. Like that is legit fucking funny. Just this like she's got like lingerie. She's got her fucking frog hands and just like a bag.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, that's perfect. And doesn't he run out of there?
No, I think
because she can't see him now, so he takes off. Or something?
I don't know.
But he's going to go try to rescue Spangle because Bull took Spangle away to go add her to the harem of women, which he does. And now at this point, you've got.
So then Spangle comes.
She's like
to
laying
consciousness on a bed.
Yeah, she's laying on a bed, like a circular bed,
by the women that they've come to rescue.
Yeah, and they're performing a ritual with these sheets that they're flowing over her.
Which again. I have things to say about these sheets. I want to know what's in them because like they're like, okay, so we're preparing you for the dance of the three snakes, right? Other people have gone and not come back.
Yeah, so
they haven't survived. So in order to survive, clearly getting triple dicked by this frog, I'm just saying.
Well, isn't the harem? The harem is only made up of women that were able to arouse his snakes.
Well, at this point,
he kills the other ones.
Well, yeah, but those are the women they've come to rescue.
Yes.
So, and I'm gonna, God, there's no way to even justify this without getting super graphic. They have to get her super fucking horny so she can stretch far enough to take all these goddamn dicks in. I'm telling you.
They're trying to get her super horny to the point where she is mentally prepared to arouse this man, because if she doesn't, he is going to kill her.
Herself after he's aroused. I think he's been fucking some of them to death.
Well, of course he's been fucking them, but if he doesn't get aroused,
but if
he can't
she's
fuck
not
them.
aroused, she won't fucking survive. She'll rip, and I don't want to have this conversation.
If they can't arouse him, he has no use for them, and he kills them.
I understand that, but if
the women in the harem were able to arouse him,
yes,
meaning that they have already had sex and lived to tell about it.
Chad. I'm saying, yes, all of that is true. That is part one of what they're fucking doing. That's the reason. She's got to get him horny. But then she has to be able to fucking survive what comes after. And the only reason that doesn't happen is they're interrupted later when she is in front of him and she kicks him in all his dicks and everything. But
this is like the blue paint that they smear on the sacrificial natives in Apocalypto.
Oh, Apocalypto.
Oh,
yeah. They just getting her ready for it.
Yes, but all they're doing is like wafting these like kind of shimmery,
sheer-looking blanket
things. Like
it's almost like sarongs.
Well, yeah, kind of. Just above her, right? They're not doing anything. She wasn't given anything. But over time, she starts like getting into it. She's like, no, we've come to rescue you. And they're like, yeah, okay, you have to survive this. And they're just kind of ignoring her. And then she starts like writhing on the bed a little bit just because these like sheets are being
sweating.
wafted. Yeah, oh yeah, no, she gets super shiny and just like, wah. And she gets like really into it.
But she's also 100% focused on her job here.
Yeah, but she's getting distracted. She's turned on against her will. She can't help it because these sheer shimmering things are being floated above her by a circle of women. Nothing was fucking done. I don't understand why this makes her so horny. But sometimes while that's happening, one of the little sheets brushes against her earrings. And
No. Before that, Sam has left Arabella's bedroom, and now Bull has captured.
He's tracked him down.
Yes, Bull has captured Sam.
Did he kill Arabella before that?
No,
or does that come after?
But no, before. So Sam escapes Arabella, goes and sees this weapons deal being done between Bull and this guy who we don't know who he is yet.
That's right.
That's what happens. And they've been selling they call them the greeners. They call frogs greeners in this movie. It's supposed to be like some kind of, slur. But he's been dealing weapons to the greeners to give them weaponry, right?
Right.
So Sam sees this and in classic action pro tag fashion, probably just kind of falls off the balcony he's standing on. He just kind of goes, whoa! And then like falls to the fucking ground. Good job, stupid.
And passes out.
Yeah. And so Bull, that's how Bull gets him.
Right. Okay. So now Bull has him. He's got him chained up.
He's got him chained up.
He's got his arms chained up to the ceiling and he's like leaning against a table.
Yeah.
And he notices his chastity belt crotch thing.
Yeah.
And he's asking about it. And Sam's like, don't fuck with it. You're going to make it explode.
Yeah,
and he's like...
He wants to know all about med tech technology and all of that shit.
Yeah, he thinks it's valuable. There's like money in it. So he's trying to remove it from Sam. And he's like, you're going to fucking make it explode. And he's like, think about what you're saying, Sam. Do you think you're the most potent man in the world and they're going to rig you up?
Valid point of view.
They're going to rig you up to something that's going to explode you? No, I'm going to take this thing off of you and I'm going to sell it for money. So he goes and gets this chainsaw.
Which is
to remove this thing.
What the fuck?
And he starts it up and right before he starts cutting into it, it runs out of gas.
This is so stupid.
So he goes to put more gas in it.
Here comes another stupid bit of dialogue. Do you remember what he said? He's like, what now? To get more gas is the response to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Those two things don't line up.
They don't. And I do need to point out, Bull also just randomly kind of freaks out at times. Like he just kind of starts.
Oh yeah.
And then just has a line of dialogue. And there's seemingly no rhyme or reason why. It's just, what is that, a character tick? Like
he's a little bit insane, I guess, is what they're trying to convey. Because he does that laugh
too. He's
too.
not like clearing his throat. There's no reason for it, but every so often he just has a momentary.
He's just a mutant. He's just a weirdo mutant.
Sure.
But while he's trying to gas up this chainsaw, that's when
the earring gets grazed by the sex fabric that Spangle's
the sheets that they're flowing around Spangle on this bed rub up against her earring, and it starts electrocuting.
Yeah.
Sam, while Bull is trying to fill up the chainsaw with gas.
Ah! And
Bull just kind of looks back and forth and just, you're a really weird guy.
That's my favorite line in the movie, and it's delivered well, and it's so fucking. You're kind of fucking weird. Oh, what the fuck's wrong with you?
So
Sam's like, turn it off.
It's Bull gets this thing gassed up, and he uses the chainsaw and cuts it off of him
directly, at his dick though. First of all,
to his credit, he did a great job.
He has immaculate chainsaw skills.
That is a surgeon's precision.
Graze.
Yeah.
Sam's skin.
Did you notice the sparks that were flying in their faces and how fake they looked?
What are you talking about? I was fully immersed. But no, he cuts it off of him, and the cut is super jagged and right there, right where his dick would be.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't tear the clothing, doesn't scratch him. Fucking shout out to Bull for incredible chainsaw handling abilities. Wow, that's some next level shit.
Yeah, and he gets this thing off of him, and he's got it held up to his face, and he's like, "See, I told you it wasn't going to explode," and then it does.
But it's this is the smallest. It's it's like 5 firecrackers.
Yeah, right. It was the most lame explosion I've ever seen.
But he goes,
but it blows him. It blows him back on the ground, and he's unconscious now. And Arabella comes in and sees Sam hooked up. He's chained up to the ceiling, so she's trying to get him down, and he's like, "Oh, thank you. I don't know how I can repay you." And she pulls out the bag, the potato sack,
which she apparently just carries around now. She's
not now.
About now, and I'm just like, "Oh my god!"
So now Sam and Arabella they're palled up together to go rescue Spangle.
Rescue Spangle and the
who now has been taken out of the
she's
harem
horned up
room.
enough to
she's ready
now
to go. She's got to go dance.
Time. Let's fucking
for
dance.
Commander Toady. This dance is
amazing.
For somebody who had fitness videos, she looks like she's never danced before in her life.
Well, but I think that's really kind of a credit to her. Because, she starts out, he's like, dance, and she's like, I took classical ballet, and he's
like modern or ballet.
Yeah. And he's like, but then she thinks,
arouse my snakes.
And she thinks of the line, I don't remember what one of the bitches they've come to save, says something to her, a word of advice.
Remember the so-and-so to survive.
Remember this feeling in order to survive your ordeal.
Basically, you gotta, get all horny, girl, and just, let the rhythm take you, right?
So that's what she does. She starts getting into it.
But she doesn't. She does this. She
looks
stands up, and she starts, tapping her foot, and she's like, all right, here we go.
She's tugging at the lace to her right and kind of kicking her foot up in the air a little bit.
The most awkward, no rhythm, least, oh my God.
And
seriously, props to her for it.
This outfit she's in also is not flattering. It's
terrible.
It's the high-waisted underwear.
It looked like something that Jasmine would have wore from Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that kind of speaks to the harem thing, too.
Yep, there you
go. Anyways, she's trying her best to get this guy roused because he's, instead of a penis, I guess he has 3 snakes.
He has 3 dicks.
And so it's working. You can see he's got his little loin.
He stands up and you can see, unfortunately, because I genuinely, they couldn't have shown that on YouTube. So it wouldn't have been on YouTube.
They showed plenty on YouTube.
Well, no, I wanted to see his actual weird dick situation, but they clearly did not have the special effect budget for that.
No, and
I've never seen him.
I've seen this movie. I saw the release on VHS, and it didn't show it.
No,
either.
I'm just saying it wasn't like it was edited for YouTube. I'm just saying the movie wouldn't be on YouTube if you actually saw the dicks.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, I want to see like this morbid, like I want to see what is this shit? What kind of nonsense is down there? I got to see this shit. And then no, it's just like 3 little, boop, 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 boop. I'm sorry, not super little. I didn't mean to insult you, Toby. But like, just dancing under this loincloth type thing.
Yeah, they're just wiggling around.
It's very snake charmery.
It's very much
kind of bobbing to the beat. This dance of seduction that she's got going on.
Yeah, so now Commander Toadie's all horned up, and he walks over to...
He's like, hell yeah, time to fuck!
He's like, you have aroused my snakes, and now it's time for the pleasure. And she's like, no, what are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere near those things. And while he's grabbing on her, she winds up kicking him 3 times in the dick.
Yeah, she kicks him in each dick.
1 for each dick.
That's right.
And runs off.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, because he's got 2 armed guards back there that did nothing.
They just allow this fucking assault to happen, and then just kind of I don't know. What is their purpose? They're just standing there because they're in the same room. It's not like they're stationed on the outside.
They are there to kill her if she doesn't arouse the snakes.
But they don't fucking do it. Well, okay, what? A technicality? She did arouse the snakes, therefore. What?
What are you paying me?
Lilies. Lots of lilies.
How much? You want me to kill this woman? You're going to have to give me more lilies.
17 lilies.
That's at least a 30 lily job.
Ooh.
At least.
This movie is so fucking stupid.
This is so stupid.
It's so stupid. I hate this movie so much.
But anyways, Toadie's incapacitated, to say the least.
Yeah.
And so she runs off, and
he leaps. He leaps onto the catwalk. Did you see that? Whenever Sam comes in with the shotguns, like eat lead, shoots a few of them. Then you see, you just see his steel covered boots kind of leaping up, and then him running along a catwalk.
Yeah. So now Spangle,
Sam and Spangle. Where is it? Okay, so Sam and Spangle.
They got to go back. Yes, they got to go back to the harem to rescue the women that are still in the room.
Yes. And
on the way, Bull stops them. He stabs Arabella with this like corkscrew. Yeah. And she's immediately dead.
Which I seriously thought she was going to come back or something.
I think it was a drill bit, actually.
Yeah, it was. It's like
it's like a corkscrew drill bit that he stabs her with. And then Sam gets pissed off, pulls it out of her, and then stabs Bull with it, and he's immediately dead. Yeah.
That would have been amazing if he went like, oh.
The choreography in these fight scenes is terrible.
I'm so mad you made me watch this.
And it's all over within a matter of seconds. Nobody.
Like Bull was built up to be like one of the main antagonists, right? It's arguably him and Toadie, and he just dies like a little bitch, like
immediately. He's
like stabbed in like the liver-ish area.
As soon as that thing penetrates his skin, he is dead. He's dead before he hits the ground.
Like a flan in a cupboard, and just like that's it. He's gone. That's it, and he never comes back. He's just dead. So he and Arabella are dead, and Sam and Spangle continue forward.
Yep.
And Spangle gets to really unlock her secret agent, like next level acting shit for no reason. Like they could have just gone up and kicked their asses. They didn't.
They had shotguns.
They didn't seem like they were gonna like sound the alarm or anything. But she like suddenly goes into this acting bit where she like crawls along the wall, and she's like goes up to and she like grabs onto one of the guards, and she's like, the dance of the 3 snakes, but then just beats them up. Yeah.
And Sam comes up and he's like, you sure you need me?
Valid. Fucking valid.
Anyways, they get in, they open the door to the room, they get the harem girls to follow them out.
Yeah.
And they somehow contacted Citronella, who's been waiting in the car this whole time.
So Looney Tunes goes outside and shoots a flare. No, who shoots the flare?
It's Looney Tunes.
It is.
Yeah.
So he was brought into the plan at some point because he wasn't at the beginning.
Well, he walks up. Arabella was not killed, by the way. She was just stabbed and incapacitated. Because she comes back and because she has a conversation with Looney Tunes and kisses him on the cheek.
Oh, you know,
because she thinks that at first she thinks he's there to kill her, and he's like, no, I'm on your side.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. So Looney Tunes shot the flare, to
To let
alert
Citronella
know that, hey, bring the car around.
Again, how did he know about Citronella?
That's what I'm saying.
How did he know to shoot the flare? Like none of it was.
That's what I'm saying. We'll just say that happened off screen.
Sure.
Because it was far more important for all this other shit to be on and not basic things like, plot.
So now Citronella sees the flare and she's like, all right,
time to go.
It's go time.
Yep.
And she flicks her cigarette.
Yep.
And she gets in the car. She's got her turret aimed right at the door that they're supposed to come out of.
She drives the car over and backs it up so they can get in.
Oh, okay. Because they've got this harem of women that they're now exiting the bar with, and they get them in the car. And in the commotion, Looney Tunes gets shot.
Yeah.
And so does Arabella. That's where Arabella dies. She gets shot.
If you say so.
Trying to help them get out of the building.
I have no memory of this, but I think my memory is actively purging this to save myself, so I don't know.
But
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now they're in the car. It's Sam, Spangle, Citronella. There's 4 harem girls and Looney Tunes who has been shot and is now dying in the back seat.
Yeah, they all pile in.
And it's supposed to be this
Spangle's driving, so that's when Citronella gets on the turret.
Yeah, now Citronella's on the turret. They're being followed by Commander Toady and his henchmen in their Mad Max car.
Yeah.
Which we haven't brought up. George Miller saw this movie at some point.
Yeah, there's a lot
and he turned it into Fury Road.
Yes. Because Furiosa and Citronella, there's a lot of even to the look.
Even the harem girls, they have to go rescue.
I mean, Citronella has her hair slicked back, and Furiosa it's shaped, but still, there's a lot of and the harem girls.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah, this has a lot of parallels to Fury Road for sure.
Thank you, George Miller, for making a fun movie out of this piece of shit.
Oh, Fury Road was amazing.
That was so good. I in theaters. Oh,
mm-hmm.
I like the guitar guy. That's my dude.
Yeah,
in all red, just rocking the fuck out.
You know him and one of the harem girls actually got married.
Aww.
It's the girl it's Elvis's granddaughter.
Really?
Yeah, Elvis's granddaughter was the redhead one from
it. One of the main, she played a bigger role.
But they got married during the filming of Fury Road.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, you two.
We should have watched that movie.
I mean, I don't know that I want to do Fury Road for the podcast.
No.
So yeah, anyways.
It's too good of a movie for our podcast.
It is.
So now we've got this high-speed chase where Citronella is shooting at Toadie's car.
It's a 40-mile-per-hour chase.
It is a high-speed chase done very well.
Is it?
It was shot very competently.
Did I do the thing where I fall asleep while watching a movie?
Yeah, are you being serious right now?
You can tell that the directing here is so superb that you know exactly what's happening, and every bit of action is fully conveyed here.
There's somebody gaining on us.
And it ain't good.
No, it's bad.
Fucking this dialogue in this goddamn movie. The last line made me want to kill myself. I hated it so much. Ugh.
Okay. So now
we can do this, guys.
Yes, we've got this high-speed chase.
They saved the best for last. So let's really end this strong.
Commander Toady and his henchmen are shooting missiles at Spangle. And
I think they're more like mortar shells or
something.
I mean, they looked like mines. Honestly, they looked like they were just driving through a minefield, but it was implied that they were shooting missiles or something.
Yeah, I didn't even get that they were necessarily shooting.
No, not at all.
They're just big old squibs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while they're driving, Spangle's like, I can lose them in the canyon. So they're heading for this canyon. And when they get in there, Commander Toady has another car that's already in the canyon blocking their path. So they have to stop. And when they do, that's when Count Sodom, who is the guy who's been selling arms.
Right, the guy that he was meeting with Bull earlier for the weapons. He's been selling weapons to the thing. To the greeners. He
was the driver of the car that blocked their path, and now he's got this missile launcher aimed at him and telling him to get out of the car. And they're standing there, and he's explaining to them that what you're doing is fucked up. I can't let you continue to do this. I have to kill you guys now. Drop all your weapons. So they put all the weapons down, but Sam has a sword attached to his back.
It is not a full-length sword. It's like the handle is like a katana, but it's like the shortest little, like it's more like a long knife. Like it is not sword length.
Yeah, samurais carry 2 swords. They have a shorter one and the longer one.
That's true.
Yeah, and so he's got them there. They're standing, with their arms raised and everything, and Sam is whispering to the girl, the harem girl standing behind him, "Hand me the sword." And she's like, "I can't. I'm a pacifist."
Yeah.
He's like, "If you don't, we're gonna die." So Count Sodom has a handgun that he's aimed at Spangle, and he's like, "I'm gonna start with this one." And Sam's like, "If you don't hand me the sword, she's gonna die." So she hands him the sword, and he throws it. It stabs him right through the
awesome
chest.
choreography.
Like just and goes all fully impales the man.
Point blank.
There's like maybe 2 inches of sword, like
nobody
on his
else
chest. Everything else coming out.
can
his
throw a
back.
sword this well.
Holy shit! It's fucking amazing. Where did he get the sword?
It was a curved
It was on his
sword,
back.
too.
No, I know, but like, where did he get it? Has he had it this
yes.
whole time?
No. He picked it up in Frogtown. There were a
Okay.
few frogs that had swords.
Yeah. Okay.
So he just obtained it at some point.
I was wondering about it because at the very beginning of the movie, it shows the wanted poster with him holding the sword, but he doesn't have the sword until the very end of the movie. So the wanted poster is
It's telling
stupid.
So he throws the sword.
No. That indicates deeper lore, right? And that's why he can throw the sword so well, because before all of this, he was very handy with swords and rape.
Well, before all this, he was a samurai.
Absolutely.
He was a samurai cop.
Jesus,
There you
nah.
Are
Are you pleased with yourself? You're like, yeah, there you
No, we're cutting that.
go. No, we're not. Anyways, dude gets fucking impaled, like fucking shish kebabbed.
And he falls off the cliff. So they go over there to find him, and he's already gone. But he left the sword there. So he removed the sword from his chest that, by the way, went through his entire body.
Oh, yeah.
Which would have been fatal. Immediately fatal.
Well, maybe. But removing it's not the thing
No,
to do.
you want to keep those things in.
Yeah.
So paramedics can help you. Somebody can help
loved
you.
the quality of the fake blood, like on the rocks and shit like that. It was not remotely blood colored.
It's because
It looked like gack or something.
Look,
like it was like
back in the day when you filmed a movie, when you had blood and stuff like that, it had to look fake so that it looked better on screen, because the screens were all muddy and washed out due to the projection. That's why they did that. But the versions that we've watched since, these are like remasters and shit, so now it just looks terrible.
Yeah, like I watched Little Big Man last weekend, and the blood in that movie just looks like paint.
Yeah,
it's very
exactly.
painty,
It's red paint that they're using. But anyways, he's gone. The sword is there. So Sam.
What happened to Toady?
Toady was in the car that was chasing him.
I know, but when was he defeated?
He hasn't been defeated yet.
Oh, okay. God, I
Anyways,
just watched this last night.
yeah.
And my brain
Again,
is
this is
actively
not a very
erasing it.
well-written movie,
Yeah.
so Toady is just waiting back there
all
for
of
them
this
to.
shit happens. Just okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Toady he lost track of him and just stopped what he was doing momentarily.
Okay, he got lost.
Yeah, he just lost track of him. That's all you got to know.
Sure.
Anyways, so now
They go after Count Sodom.
Count Sodom is now, he's removed
Great
the
name.
sword, he's gone, and Sam goes to find him. So he's climbing up this cliff side. He almost falls off, and Count Sodom is there, and he takes his mask off and shows
Big
him.
reveal.
Yeah,
Ah!
he's actually Captain Devlin.
It's the guy from the beginning.
Yes, the man who was interrogating him at the beginning of the film, who Sam was accused of assaulting his daughter,
Yes.
is Count Sodom.
You weren't surprised, right?
I was shocked, man. I was
No, really?
no way.
No.
No, not at
Was
all.
I
You heard his voice. Okay, never mind.
I was not being serious.
He was masking his voice with some kind of modulator. The mask
Yes.
he was wearing.
Did I think
It still
that
sounded like him.
Well, did I think that was him? No.
I forgot
Was
all
I
about him.
surprised?
Oh, okay.
I didn't really care. But my issue is, and I talked about this a little earlier, his motivation. So initially he hated Sam for like sexually assaulting his daughter. Valid. Then he has this one throwaway line at the border about how he doesn't like that women are running things. There's too many women in charge. That apparently, rather than the brutal violation of his flesh and blood, is his real motivation for tracking them down and working with the Greeners and like all of this shit, because he wants women out of power and women are bad. Okay. But then he's like, Sam, you're a guy, all right? Dick to dick, man. We gotta team up, right? Fuck these women. We got a band together, and never, you raped my kid. Whatever. She's a woman too. I apparently don't care anymore. So you know what? Fuck them all. Okay. Sure.
Yes, his entire motivation is that he doesn't like that women are in power.
Yes.
And he wants to kill these women and
I don't really understand why, because really the only women we see that are in charge are like military, but it's all having to do with this like breeding program, and I don't see how this has affected him. Again, this world
they never
isn't built
explain
out enough to say why he hates that women
They
are.
never explain that we have a female president at this point.
No, literally we just see the women who tell Sam that he's
It's just all military.
Yes. You never see really much of the provisional government beyond that. So, like, was he wronged? I don't know what, is he just misogynistic?
Yes. Yeah.
But why?
Because he has to be a villain. They need a villain for this movie.
That's stupid. Like, show me why these women are fucking corrupt, and I'll be on your side, man. Like,
He doesn't need to be here at all. This character could just be...
No, I know. This whole subplot, whatever, is purely superfluous.
This entire encounter at this point could just be Commander Toady. It doesn't have to be Captain Devlin.
No, I know. It's fucking dumb.
But
I'm saying, like, if you want me to buy this as a secondary villain...
This movie needed padding because it wasn't long enough to be feature length. That is why this scene exists. Period.
Well, okay, so then, say, like, I used to be high in the government and then women took over and now I'm at the border. Okay.
Or how about we just have Commander Toady be the villain of this movie? Why do we need another one at the ass end of the film? We don't.
Well, because then we wouldn't have that sick sword throw.
Again, if it was Commander Toady there instead of Captain Devlin, he could have thrown the sword through Commander Toady and it would have been way cooler.
Would it?
Yeah.
It still would have been dumb.
Yeah. Anyways.
But no, women are bad. Dude, like I was going to say, I am on record many times saying that the whole like man-hating thing is fucked up. And that is no fucking better than the whole patriarchy thing. Like, I don't have any patience for any of it. No one's better than anyone fucking else. Get over yourselves. Shut the fuck up.
Agreed. But hey.
Give me a reason.
Can we just get through this, please?
This is your fault. You made me fucking watch this. Now you can deal with it.
We're almost done. It's so close to the end. All right, so Captain Devlin and Sam have a scuffle, and Sam winds up shooting him and killing him. Then Commander Toady shows up and jump kicks him, and he falls to the ground. They have a scuffle now.
And they're literally just like rolling around on the ground.
Yes, it's ridiculous. They're just rolling around like they're wrestling or something.
They're just having some boy time. Getting it out.
Sam manages to throw Commander Toady over the side of the cliff, but Commander Toady grabs his leg, and now he's holding on to Sam while he's hanging off the edge of this cliff. And Sam grabs his sword and cuts his hand off, and he falls to his death.
It here, and it just goes, and then just,
Yes, cuts his hand off, but in the shot where he's falling in slow motion, he clearly has two hands.
He didn't cut his hand off.
No, he didn't.
No, even in the shot, it literally just went, like it just kind of went up a little bit right there. Because I was like, that's what, you just break the bones? It's fucking weird. I noticed that because I was like, that's weird. No, he didn't cut his fucking hand off.
Or was it?
He just kind of hit it.
This movie just reminds me of better movies.
That wasn't Commander Toady. That was Bull.
Because this portion...
No, Commander Toady's still in his car because after this scene, Sam goes up to the car with the missile launcher, aiming it at...
Oh, so all of that was Bull?
Yes, that was Bull,
I don't
not
fucking
Commander
know.
Toady.
I guess I'm frog racist. I can't tell them apart. I don't know, man.
All right, so everything I just said was Bull, not Commander Toady.
Okay. Y'all go back and just pretend that he said Bull this whole time.
So after he kills Bull, he grabs the missile launcher that he got from Captain Devlin, and he goes back to Commander Toady's car. And Commander Toady is in it, and he's got his 2 henchmen with him. And he's aiming this missile launcher at him, and he's like, if you want to live, run now.
Wasn't it an RPG?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was. Yeah, no, because Commander Toady's standing on top of the car. He's not. He's in like the back of the car because he's like, yeah, if you want to live, run. And so the 2 henchmen run off. Toady starts to get down, and he's like, not you, Toady. You and I in this here, because he goes back to the car that he was in. We're gonna go out together.
Commander Toady blew up Spangle's car, and Sam thought that he killed everybody in it.
That's right. He thought all the girls were dead. He thought all of them were fucking dead.
So now he's like, fuck it. I'm going to shoot you with this missile launcher, and we're both going to go to hell.
Too?
Yeah, we're going to die together. He literally says that. We're going to end this together.
Classic Romeo and Juliet situation. You love to see it.
And he tries to shoot it, and it malfunctions.
This movie is full of shit that doesn't work right. Like the chainsaw is out of gas. This doesn't fucking work. I mean, I guess it's supposed to. Is it supposed to be funny? Or is it? Or
it's unintentionally funny.
Or is it really a deeper like conversation that could be had about, and in this like post-apocalyptic thing, maybe it's a touch of realism, right? Because things don't work as well anymore. They can't be fixed because the world has gone to shit.
Yeah, that's a good. I
am here for insights and not just pulling this out of my ass out of nowhere. I hate this movie. Have I said that?
Yeah, you did.
It's bad.
I think we're all on the same page here. So he tries to shoot him with this missile launcher. It malfunctions. But then he just takes a pistol out and shoots him in the head.
So you had that to begin with.
You could have just shot him with a pistol and lived. But no, your first plan is to shoot him with the missile launcher and kill both of you.
Really know. How do we know he even knows how to use it? Like he's really close. Well, I guess he was going to take him out and die too, together.
But I guess Sam, his
he now wants to live, right? So he shoots him.
No, I mean, that was plan B. He didn't want to live because he thought Spangle was killed.
That's so stupid.
Because they love each other
They don't.
But they do.
Ugh.
They fell in love.
When?
And now they are meant to be.
Ugh, I hate this.
So yeah, he just pulls a pistol out and shoots him in the head.
Yeah.
And then he walks back to the car and he's like, he gets down on his knees and he's about to cry or whatever. And then Spangle and the girls.
Spangle has a different outfit on.
Yeah, she's wearing a different outfit.
I was like, where did she get that? When did she change? Because beforehand, everybody was in
she was still wearing that getup that she was dancing in.
Yes.
It's almost over.
She's now in fucking khakis and like a capri shirt. Like
it looks like she's going horseback riding.
She looks like yes, absolutely. Her hair's been done. Like she is in a completely.
Doesn't she have her glasses?
Maybe.
I think she has her glasses too.
I don't fucking know. This movie's so bad. But so all the girls come running out and they're like, "Oh no, we're fine." Oh, okay.
And she walks up to Sam and like what she tries to push her earring to electrocute him and nothing happens.
Yeah, and then he's like, haha.
And he laughs, he's like, I ain't your puppet no more. And she's like, well, if you're not wearing the device, then why didn't you run away?
Well, not okay, but it has been literally 30 seconds since Toady died. He did not have time. He would have had to shoot and run for him to leave. Like he literally just ended this shit. And then the girls show up.
The cars were in pretty close proximity to each other.
And why didn't you run away? You want to say what he said?
He's like,
I hate this
because I thought you'd miss me too much.
I thought you'd miss me too much. What?
And then she smiles and
gives
him a hug because they're in love.
There is something that we didn't talk about that I do want to talk about, and that is the necklace that he has around his neck because it's so fucking weird. So I don't remember who it was. It had to be No, it wasn't Citronella. It must have been Arabella. It was Arabella. So when he was about to fuck the frog woman with a sack on her head earlier, because that's the movie we're talking about, she noticed he had a necklace on with like a silver heart. And she was like, is that from your wife? And he was like, no, that's the last thing. It's all I could find for my daughter.
Yeah. They were blown up and that was all
it's implied that, So he has this necklace that he's apparently been wearing. It's in that scene and then in this scene. And you never see it any other time that I noticed. But he's got this necklace that is the last piece of anything that he has of his daughter. And so right before they get in the car to go back home, for some fucking reason, he gives it to Citronella.
I just want to point out something else. Her name is Centronella.
Oh, is it?
But we have been calling her Citronella the whole time, and I just went with it because I wanted to see if you guys would just keep calling her that through the whole show.
To be honest, I didn't remember what her fucking name was at all, so I went with what
she
Kat
doesn't
said.
Repel mosquitoes. She is a sentry.
Well, the other bitch is called Spangle, okay? Like, it's like, I don't know. This sounds like it could be a girl name. Centronella?
Yeah.
It's Centronella.
That's a dumb name. Well, whatever. So he gives it to her, which is weird because really their only interactions have been like her trying to fuck him once. And so he's like, this is the only thing I have of my daughter. I'm never going to get anything else. Here, you know what? You take it. And she looks at it like,
he's like,
what?
She's like, what is this? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just something you can hold on to when you're lonely.
Yeah. What? And
I think he just wanted to give her a momentum of them meeting. Memento, whatever. Of them meeting each other.
So he's going to give away the only thing he has of his dead fucking daughter to this woman who just tried to seduce him?
It's symbolic of him moving on, moving forward.
We didn't actually fuck, so I now see you as a daughter. Take this for when you're lonely.
I think it's more like you've kept me alive. You've helped us out a lot. Here, I want to give you something. And I need to move on from the loss of my family.
Yeah, fuck them. I'm now in love, apparently. But then she just kind of looks at it like, okay.
I mean, they do mention
where's the nearest pawn shop?
Yeah, no, like it's not made a thing. Like
they do mention like earlier.
Centronella was the one if Centronella and he had been the one to have that conversation, and she knew what it meant to him.
I agree.
Like, that makes sense.
I agree that would be.
But to her, this is just he's just giving her a fucking random thing out of nowhere. Okay, thanks.
Well, that's why she was looking at it weird.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is this all about?
So why would he do that? He's so stupid.
But yeah, they do mention earlier in the movie that like it's been like 9 years since his family died.
I have no idea.
It's been a while, and I think he's just trying to move.
Not for him.
Yeah, exactly. No, the war never ended for me. Good point, Chucky. Not for
So anyways, he gives her the necklace. They all get back in the car, and before they drive off,
Jesus Christ,
Spangle is in the. Isn't he driving now?
He's driving.
He's in the driver's seat.
She gets to.
Yeah. And she's all loving on him, and she's like, after we finish our mission, I think I can talk the higher ups to give us a couple weeks vacation.
Yeah.
And he's like, mission? What do you mean mission? And she points at the girls.
And they turn around.
And he turns around slowly and looks at it like, oh, my job is never done.
Yeah, no, yeah. Because all the girls are back there, and they're like, hi. And he's like, oh, I guess it's true what they say. Yeah, no, it ends in a very
yes.
like God, I hate this fucking movie.
And he's all like fucking cross-eyed going,
oh, I'm gonna have to fuck. Jesus Christ.
End of movie.
End of movie.
We did it.
Yeah.
The last note I have is this is perhaps the dumbest, most tone-deaf movie I have ever seen, and I want this hour and a half of my life back.
You'll never get it.
I know, and I resent both of you.
I tell you what.
Deeply.
I will rub your back for an hour and a half to make up for it.
That doesn't make it epic. I can't unsee it.
No, well, never mind.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Do the dance of the three snakes.
Yeah. Come on, I'll tap my foot real sexy for you.
Hey now.
Hey now. Chucky can have the whole bed scene with the
he could be Centronella. He could just watch.
All right, guys, cosplay?
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
You could polish your gun while you watch it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, in that case, instead of the dance of the three snakes, I want to see you in Spangle's military-issued lingerie, and I'll be in the sleeping bag.
Later. So, all right, we're done.
Oh, I hate you both for making me watch this.
After this last viewing, I'm not really a fan.
No?
It's fine. I can remember it fondly as a kid, whatever, before I developed a brain and knew what movies were supposed to be.
Only reason I would even slightly recommend it is to just see how fucking crazy it is. But
well, and if you're a fan of Roddy Piper, I mean, you've probably already seen it, but go back through his discography or his filmography, and this could be
his discography. Yeah. He had a rap career. I will say, if you're not familiar with him, like I really wasn't for the most part, I don't recommend this be your introduction to him.
No, not at all.
I don't like him very much, and apparently he was a great person, which I don't doubt. But in this movie, he's awful.
And by the way,
stupid.
Rest in peace.
Yes, R.I.P. I hold nothing against you personally. I'm sure you were a lovely man. Sam Hell is fucking awful as a character. Never developed. No motivations really ever given. Questionable motives, questionable past, and not in any kind of cool, mysterious way, but in a they didn't know what the fuck they were doing way.
I remember a Howard Stern interview where Roddy put Howard in his place.
Really?
Yeah, just totally embarrassed him.
Oh.
I need to go look for that.
Yeah, look it up on YouTube. It's pretty entertaining.
I will do that. Yeah. I, for one, was a big fan of Roddy Piper. When I was 8 years old, I was into wrestling. That was like a Saturday thing.
Guy in a skirt beating up other guys. It's pretty cool.
Sounds hot.
Yep.
I mean, most likely Macho Man or Jake the Snake would have been my favorite, but I remember Roddy Piper and, I liked him.
Did he have his own Wrestle Buddy pillow?
He did not.
Because I remember even as a girl in the 80s, I wanted one of those. And I didn't fucking watch wrestling, but the commercials looked so much fun.
As far as I know, there were 3. There was Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake, and...
Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Because that's what I remember from the commercial.
I want a Paul Bearer pillow.
I want an Andre the Giant pillow.
I want a Mankind pillow. I want a Cactus Jack pillow.
So, Jessica is a do not recommend.
How dare you put words in my mouth? I'm a strong, independent woman, and I can tell you for myself.
There's too many women. They're too powerful these days. We need to get rid of all of them.
It's like, what? Okay.
I'm a maybe. If you like Roddy Piper and like I said, you've probably already seen this, but if you haven't... I mean, it's a good way to waste 80 minutes of your time.
Well, to me, it's not bad enough to be good bad. It's not funny enough to... It's not I don't know.
There are moments that are silly and they're kind of worth seeing, but...
There's like 3 moments in this movie where I was like, ha. But that doesn't make up for everything else where I was actively wishing for death.
Right.
Yeah, Nuxtaku, one of my favorite YouTube guys, he says, "Oh, what a horrible day to have eyes." I'm like, that's how I felt watching this movie.
What about you, Chucky?
Like you said, if you just see the how crazy it is, the spectacle, you might want to watch it, but you're not gonna really enjoy it. I mean, if you like looking at slowing down when driving by car wrecks, this is the movie for you.
Did this go to theaters? Do you know? Because this does not feel theatrical.
I don't know.
It feels very low budget, but
yeah, straight to video.
Yeah, it may have student filmy with slightly better special effects on some of the frog heads. I don't know.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like someone's first attempt to make a movie without any real understanding of what the fuck to do.
The shortcuts they took where the budget ran out was very obvious.
Well, but I don't hold that against them.
It feels like a slight step above trauma movies.
Yeah.
Or at least really bad trauma movies. It
goes further with the gore, with the sex, with the all of that. So it at least is more engaging.
If this had been more gory, it probably could have been a trauma release.
It wasn't enough of anything, really.
No. The fight scenes are all very quick. They're done badly.
You and me could actively act out better fight scenes, and that says something.
Yeah. I could definitely write better fight scenes. This movie would not be made today. Just, it does have misogynistic undertones and overtones and...
Tones.
Yeah, tones.
Well, but at the same time, the women are in power, so they're not any better. So, I literally, if they hadn't implied the sexual assault of him at the beginning, everything would be different. I don't know. I want this concept to be remade by competent writers, and then it could be potentially very interesting as a thought experiment on what would happen in these situations. But the writers did not have the skill to pull this off, and you're left with a big old pile of shit, in my opinion.
One of the things I was thinking about while I was watching this last night is the Planet of the Apes movies. You know how they remade the Planet of the Apes movies recently?
Again.
What if they gave that kind of treatment to Frogtown? It made it serious.
That's what I'm saying. If it was redone by competent people, there is the slightest little spark of something potentially interesting here. But the way it was carried out, the actual execution is fucking awful. It's a waste of my time. I have had far more fun. Like, it's not even close. I have enjoyed talking with you two about this awful movie, but I was actively angry at the waste of my evening after watching this last night. I'm sure it was clear that I did not end watching this movie a happy camper.
Yeah, but then we got to watch the Pandaverse.
The South Park thing?
Yeah.
With Nux Taku watching it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was far better.
All right, well, I guess we can call that a show. Jess, where could people find you? I'm
at JHL Moon on Twitter and Instagram. I have a profile on Blue Sky. I never open it. You can check out Shadow Spark Publishing. That's my publishing house at Shadow Spark Pub on Twitter and Instagram. ShadowSparkPub.com. We have a podcast. YouTube.com/@ShadowSparkPublishing. If you want, come find me.
And you can find me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Facebook.
Well, I'm out there.
You old man.
If you can find me, say hello. Chucky.
You'll never catch me.
He's wily. He came up super oiled today. So
I darkle and taint.
There's no catching him. He'll slip right out. Woo!
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Until we see you next time. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't come messing with me. I'm just as mean as can be. Frog legs that you pumping and bring you misery. I am bigger and badder than you. I let her turn on shell ain't gonna help when I'm through. Woo! Come on, say it. Meter. Say it. Meter. Talking to the TV. Did I say it? Meter. Say it. Meter. In Frogtown. Meaner and greener, talking dirt on TV dinner. Meaner and greener, that's the way it's gotta be. Meaner and greener, I'm talking dirt on TV dinner. Meaner and greener, that's the way it's gotta be. I am bigger and better than you. A little turtle shell ain't gonna